Hey students, and welcome to week number 5. So in our class this week, what we're talking about is the factors of the supply chain, especially environmental factors. But really anything that influences the way the supply chain is organized is really the focus for this week. All right, so what I want to do is I want to go to the week in Blackboard, show you what's here, make sure you know what to do, and then I want to provide a little bit of a summary of this week just so I can help you through the presentation. Let's take a look. So when you get to this week, you're going to see in week 5, you're going to see the outline of our content area. So I want you to first address that. Along with that, at the same time, I have referenced 2 external resources that I want you to pull in and take a look at. The first one is about Dr. Ed Freeman, which is a educator that really coined this concept of the shareholder or stakeholder, I should say, value. Also this week is a International Food and Agricultural article on multi-stakeholder sustainability. So it's another concept of this stakeholder theory. So that's kind of plugged into this week. So what does this week have in it as far as content? When you open it up, you'll see this. It's chapter 4, drivers in the supply chain. And as we move through here, it starts off with just a little bit of a summary. I kind of went straight into some base theories. Chapter 4 of the book that we're following offers a lot of these same concepts, but this was outlined, I thought, better. So the first theory is that you've got this concept called a stakeholder theory. And that's this idea that these stakeholders really help influence the way the firm adopts and grows. That's different than the prior to the 1980s, which is more of a shareholder theory that profits are all that matters. So today we have this contrasting set of theories, and that's the focus. Stakeholder theory, I move a little bit into who developed that, Dr. Freeman. That's also the video attached, so that's where you'll go to that. Then the International Food and Agribusiness Management Review is a ag marketing area that has a lot of articles and educational resources and conferences, and so it's a great resource for a lot of research has been done. So I pulled in an article from there, and it talks about this concept of multi-stakeholder sustainability alliances. And so it goes through this elaborate illustration of what that is. You'll see that in the article. It also has some companies and how they're involved with these multi-stakeholder alliances. Interesting to also see what alliances exist, when they were formed. A lot of this stuff will be part of what your test will cover, so I wanted to make sure you had these examples. It's also in the article. Then there's also this concept of how adoptions happen, this adoption theory, and I thought this theory of reasoned action was a good one that outlined, again, in the article, so you'll see that in the article. Moving through this, it kind of connects back to the book that shares there are multiple facets of integration. In other words, how do you change the supply chain? Well, there's multiple things in the way. So internal functions, regulatory functions, value chain, where are we going to get the money for this, and the way the public views this left side, that influences this integration. And so in your chapter, as we talk about changes in the supply chain, maybe it's not just environmental, but it could be external forces. In other words, environmental to the company. So those are another way that we look at this. But it all is the same function. It's not easy. It's not simple. It actually depends quite a bit on resources available. That's one of the things mentioned, is this resource-based view. So that kind of gives you an outline of the week. All right, so let's get back to our week. So there's the outline, there's the resources that help you through that. Then I have a discussion question. Pretty simple. It talks about this supply chain, environmental influence, and 2 approaches, stakeholder versus shareholder. Talk about how those are defined, and then talk about how they're different. And so go ahead and provide that comment there through your discussion to get full credit. Okay, so here's the week. Take a look at the content, get the work done. Make sure you get it done by the due date, which is listed. That's this Friday, end of the day. Thanks a lot.